I did a video the other day, and my grandfather was mentioned. And if you go back and read the comments, you can see that he was very well revered. He was a great man. He was our pastor. It got me to thinking about our last conversation. I was telling him, he told me, he said, "Joe, I'm not coming home." He knew he wasn't coming home. He was at the VA hospital, and we were visiting him. I told him, "Papa, you're coming home. There's God's not done with you yet. There's more people." And we were speaking of certain people in particular that really needed to know him. Speaking of Jesus. And he told me, he said, "Joe, unless you repent, you too will likewise perish." And that got to me. I was speechless. The subject was changed. He started talking about something else, but for the days after that, I got to thinking about it, and it bugged me. I mean, he had just, within the year, baptized me. I'd rededicated my life to Christ. Or he had helped baptize me. He couldn't get around. My pastor at the time, he baptized me. My grandfather helped. He was there. He was just too old and frail to do it at the time, but that's beside the point. I didn't understand why he said that to me. I mean, hadn't I already repented? Well, yeah. I've since learned what he meant. I understand now. You see, Jesus, he told the exact same thing to a group of people that came to him and asked him about a particular event that happened. Pontius Pilate had killed a bunch of Galileans who was giving sacrifice to God. He ordered their deaths, and they asked him, "Well, what about these people?" And his answer to them, "Well, do you think that they were worse sinners because they perished this way?" Jesus said, "No. No, but unless you repent, you too will likewise perish." Now, was Jesus saying that they were going to be killed by Pontius Pilate? No. He wasn't even speaking of their physical death. Of course, we all die. What he was speaking of their judgment. He was telling them that they would stand before God themselves. Do you think you're better than them? Jesus' answer was, "No, you're not. You will stand before God just like them." My papa was telling me that, and I believe he knew. He knew I wouldn't understand what he was talking about, but I'm sure he told me in hopes that I would one day understand that I stand before God alone. I'll never answer for your sin. I'll never answer for anyone's. But I will answer for mine.